Hey everybody, Neil Carlson here with the iNewZ. Going to give you a tour of Greater Grand Forks, starting here in East Grand Forks, and we'll head on over to Grand Forks. A February tour, lots of snow. Last month, we gave you a tour of the southern United States, down Interstate 10 from Los Angeles to Florida. A little bit warmer down there, even though a lot of folks I talked to said it was a lot cooler than normal. Yeah, it's been a lot cooler than normal here too. Minus 20, what is it? Minus 17 or 17 degrees today on this Sunday. It's about 20 degrees, 40 degrees warmer than it's been usually. It's actually warming up. It's supposed to get above 30 today. You're going to hear a scanner in the background from time to time. If we hear anything interesting, we'll go head out to that. Up on the right, there's the East Grand Forks American Crystal Sugar Plant. See, a lot of you from down south started following us. Some snowbirds down there, so you can see what's going on at home. It's kind of the home base of iNewZ operation here. Interesting story I had out in, well, I guess I didn't put it on the air, didn't post it, but talking to a friend out in Los Angeles who's worked in law enforcement for almost 40 years now. I can't say which department or identify him, but he's got some really interesting stories. One of them is that almost everyone in law enforcement in Los Angeles, they're required to carry their firearm even when they're off duty. Anyway, he was at a grocery store. He saw a guy sticking in the liquor department, liquor, wine, and beer. Saw a guy sticking bottles of alcohol down his pants. So he notified the store's security guy and told him he's with law enforcement, showed him his badge, and said he'd back him up. But the security store guy said, well, they don't even bother trying to prosecute that kind of a thing anymore. It takes too much money by the time with the attorneys and everything else. So they'd rather just let him go. And that's what happened. Kind of ticked him off a little bit. But so also riding around in a new car, had an interesting experience going through St. Louis, Missouri on the freeway while I was between two semis. Transmission on my vehicle decided to blow up. So I wasn't real happy. Got towed into a dealership, and they're telling me how many thousands it's going to cost to fix it. So show me the new cars. Yahoo. Yeah, iNewZ isn't free. Okay. Anyway, as I said, we're going to show you around East Grand Forks is where we're starting. We're heading west now. We'll go over to Grand Forks. Some of this video I can use for file video and other stories during the winter here, just to show you landmarks of where things are when we have breaking news and I can't get to it right away. I'll now have video of it. For those of you not familiar with Greater Grand Forks, East Grand Forks here is a population around, I believe, 8,500. Again, as I said, it's a lot warmer today, 17 degrees. It's a heat wave, about 40 degrees warmer than usual. It's supposed to get up above 30 this week. If you're a native of East Grand Forks or Grand Forks, things have changed a lot in the last 20 years. We'll go through the downtowns of both of them here coming up. Sacred Heart School, straight ahead. That's still going strong. And we're driving into East Grand Forks on business to come up Demers Avenue, which runs east to west through East Grand Forks and Grand Forks. A lot of new things in downtown East Grand Forks. I guess since the flood of 1997, this was all underwater. Big new apartment building here on the right, and a pizza joint in the ground level floor. Taking a left on Demers Avenue, heading into downtown East Grand Forks here. Again, you may hear the scanner from time to time. If we hear anything interesting going on, we'll head to that. The stuff for a little Sunday afternoon drive. Okay, turning left on Demers Avenue into downtown East Grand Forks. It's the Plaza Motel. That's been there for years and years. VFW on the left. And what was the mall down here on the right is basically the Cinema River 15 movie theaters now. Cabela's over on the left. And what became Whitey's after the flood here on the right is now Bernie's, a restaurant run by Molly Yeh. She's on the Food Network. And heading over the Sorley Bridge into North Dakota over the Red River into downtown Grand Forks. Grand Forks, North Dakota is around, hope I don't get this wrong, around 55,000 people is the population. It's a flood wall we're going through here. Gates can be put in here in the spring when the water gets high, which it loves to do now and then. Coming up to 3rd Street, we'll take a right down here. And this is where a lot of the downtown bars and restaurants are on either side of the road here. If you went to school here years and years ago, just going past it on the left there, that used to be the Ryan House, used to be the lobby and the loft for all you old timers. And here along the left side of the street, that's where Griggs Landing used to be years ago. All that went down in the flood of 1997. A fire took out all the buildings and stores along the street here on the left side. And what used to be the Hub Bar is still there, the Hub Pub right on the left. And coming up to University Avenue, we'll take it through UND, my alma mater. So if you're just joining us, nothing spectacular going on, just taking a little snow tour of East Grand Forks and Grand Forks, North Dakota on a Sunday afternoon. You can see lots of snow all over. And yeah, for you just joining us, it's only 17 degrees here, but that's about 20 degrees warm or 40 degrees warmer than it has been in the past week or so. It's warming up, supposed to get above 30 this week. Yahoo! There's a radio station on the left years ago that was, it still was, KKXL and such. iHeartRadio now. YMCA on the left here. And also up on the left, brand new apartments. All those old apartments were all torn out. New apartments went in that whole block. The former Grossman apartments on the left. And coming up here on the curve for you UND alumni is the Red Pepper. Still there, still in business. And coming up to Washington Street, going left and right, straight ahead. We'll stay on University Avenue here and take a quick tour of University of North Dakota.
Check on our vehicle in the ditch here at 17, 290 passenger.
If you heard the scanner there, came in a little low. Got somebody in the ditch over on the Minnesota side. Again, you're just joining us heading down University Avenue in Grand Forks, North Dakota, just taking a little tour on a Sunday afternoon. University Lutheran Church on the right there. And coming up to University Park on the right. A snow-filled University Park. And coming up into the University of North Dakota and a fraternity row here. On the right, lots of frat and sorority houses. And this is Columbia Road we're going to cross here. You haven't been up here for a while and went to school here. Lots of new things. Over on the left is now a big parking ramp next to the new Memorial Union. And more fraternity and sorority houses will be on your right. The glass sphere up there on the left, that's the new Memorial Union up on top of the roof there. Stoplights are fun. You also see as we go by in the main campus here down University now is a whole new wall full of planters and such in the median. And that's the new Memorial Union here on the left. You'll see the new architecture, if you will, in the median of University Avenue here, and more lights. All kinds of new buildings also. Law school there, kind of just went by it now on the left. Big remodel job on that. Chester Fritz Library underwent a lot of changes. It's on your left right here. New business school on your left coming up. Nisler Business School. There's the old alumni house by Gamble Hall there. It's now, I forget the correct term, International Center for Students. And all the dorms over on the left and right. Little somebody hit the North Dakota sign up there. There's the Gamma Phi house on the right. Coming up, the Chester Fritz Auditorium on the left. Saw quite a few famous people perform there. Here's the Wilkerson Complex. For those of you that went to school here and stayed in the dorms here, well, some of them are now gone. Up on the right here is where West and McVeigh dorms were. They were torn down. New dorms went in here. Not completely done building those yet. I believe those will be finished up here this summer. It's a big courtyard in the middle. And on the left is the new Gorky Alumni Center. We'll go all the way out to the end of University here, or at least a 42nd, I should say. More university housing on the right. And part of the Aerospace Center complex here, Odegaard School of Aerospace Sciences. Several buildings all linked together here on your left.
Go ahead.
And coming up to 42nd Street here. We'll go down it. And we're going to head up to Gateway Drive. Highway 2 goes east and west, basically across Minnesota and North Dakota. If you take a right here, you can wind up in Duluth at Lake Superior. You can take a left and go to Montana. Did them both. And for again, you just joining us, just taking a driving tour of Grand Forks on a Sunday afternoon. Just put together a little catalog of snow-covered streets. When I can't be at a scene, I've got video of where things are happening or have happened. And this is Gateway Drive, Highway 2. We're going to turn back east toward Minnesota, still in Grand Forks. On the left there, the steam coming out of it, that's the Simplot potato processing plant. Back behind there, farther to the left, to the north, is where the big controversial Fufang Chinese corn milling plant was to be built, but it's basically looks like it's dead in the water. That after a assistant secretary of the Air Force said it posed a national security threat. Now that's after our Chinese balloon was shot down yesterday. So plans for that plant appear dead. It's not official yet. City Council has to make some decisions on stopping permits for the plant, so on and so forth. But it appears to be dead. And up on the right here, that big building, that's the fairly new University of North Dakota Medical School. We'll show you the iNewZ Arena also. And here's the iNewZ Arena straight ahead of us. Money donated by Ralph Ingolstadt. Probably the nicest hockey arena in North America. I even heard that from Wayne Gretzky, the famous hockey player. Met him downtown once for a little bit. Had a couple words. He was here for it was some type of national hockey tournament. That was a few years ago, but if you're a hockey lover, good place to see a game. Also hooked onto it, back by the right, is the Betty, named after Ralph's wife. UND basketball in there on the right. And we're coming down to Columbia Road. We're headed east. For those of you who care about directions in life. What else should we? I think we're gonna go over to Second Avenue and show you a new development downtown that's coming along. On the right here, that was the former, what was it, St. Mike's Hospital. Then it became part of UND. A lot of the science medical stuff in there. Not sure exactly what they're doing with that building now. They have a new medical school. And coming back on the University of North Dakota campus, it's now called Columbia Hall on the right. And we're going to cross back over University. We just took a big long block around here. We had passed this before. On the right, that's a big new parking ramp. And on the left is where the UND Stadium used to be. Torn down, that's going to be another new big development. See, it's starting here now. Construction will be going this summer. Athletic offices will be in there, along with more apartments or housing, I believe. We're headed down Second Avenue toward downtown. On the right is the High Performance Center, UND's. I guess I won't go in there today. I feel a little tired. On the left here is the Nutrition Lab, run by the United States Department of Agriculture. All kinds of experiments and testing and figuring out labeling for different foods. Oh, you saw the sign there, EERC, Environmental and Energy Research Center. And as you can see, a lot of snow this winter piled up along the street. Second Avenue and 20th Street. We're on Second Avenue going east toward downtown. Kind of east. And coming up to Washington Street. Streets are a lot better than we were a couple, 3 weeks ago. It built up a couple inches of ice all over. A little warm weather, they should get a lot better here. So cold, most of the chemicals they used weren't working. Oh, and again, some more messages. Neil Carlson with iNewZ here. We're just taking a driving tour of Grand Forks, North Dakota on a Sunday afternoon. Nothing in particular going on. Just building up a little catalog of snow covered streets I can use from time to time. If I can't get to a location, I can pull it up. Kind of show you exactly where things are happening when they happen. Got some exciting changes coming up for iNewZ, probably in about a month or so. Yeah, can't talk about it too much yet, but I think you'll like it. There's somebody getting pulled over on Gateway Drive where we just went by. It's a traffic stop. All right, coming into downtown Grand Forks again on 2nd Avenue. This old depot building's been apartments for quite a while here on the right. But construction going on here where the townhouse motel bar used to be. Fargo Company, Epic, is building this apartments, and it's going to have a big, I don't know, courtyard in it for performances, so on and so forth. It's supposedly completed here later this year. And again, more new apartments that have come up over the years on your right as the old came down. I will pull out down here. We'll take a right on 5th Street and go out of Grand Forks on Demers Avenue again. We didn't miss that part of downtown. Fifth Street. And if you haven't been here in a while, up here on the right on the corner of 5th Street and Demers, it's now Laris Bank and Hugo's Grocery Store. And coming up to Demers Avenue here, runs through downtown Grand Forks, East Grand Forks. And here's Harry's Steakhouse, fairly new, next to the Empire Theater, going through downtown Grand Forks.
Central for them.
And we'll go down 3rd Street. Head south and go over the Point Bridge, take you out of downtown. There's the downtown square on your right here. Farmers Market and other events during the warmer months. There's a famous Widman's Candy on the right. That was run by the famous George Widman, nice guy who's since gone. Large parking ramp on the right. Over to the right farther is the county office building. That was all built after the flood of 1997, where basically the entire town got covered with water. It's an area where the old Frontier Bar used to be. Again, all torn out after the flood. On your left, a big protective wall for the from the water. That was about $1 billion project, I believe. It's done quite a few years ago now. And we'll take a left over the Point Bridge over the Red River here. You'll see the big gates can be installed in the massive flood walls here during high water. It's the Red River down there. We're heading back into East Grand Forks. And we're out in what they call the point now. We're going to take a left and go back over the Red Lake River, which dumps into the Red River back there. That was all housing back there too before the flood. No longer. All those houses moved out. And as I said, this is a bridge over the Red Lake River, which comes from northwest Minnesota and dumps into the Red River right here in Grand Forks, which all causes some high water problems, now protected by flood walls every spring. You can see another flood wall here. Gates go in when the water rises. And that's about going to wrap up our greater Grand Forks tour as we're now heading east out of East Grand Forks. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for iNewZ.TV.